Hi ladies, you're not going to see my face today. Instead, you get a little bit of an aesthetic background. My living room here with some stuff playing on YouTube. If you hear my dogs, I apologize. My daughter will be coming home shortly and they'll probably bark. This is going to be a fairly quick live. This is a DIY element jars. This is something that you can use as home decor, or you can use it on your altar to honor the elements in their respective directions. So I have already created my jars, so I will show them to you and then tell you how to create the jars so you can make them on your own. And I will also post it in the event exactly what it is that you need to make your element jars. I'm gonna give it a minute or two to see if anybody else hops on. I'm a little bit earlier than 3 o'clock. If anybody that is on could comment for me so I can just make sure that the comments are working, I would greatly appreciate it. Hi, Kate. Thank you. Comments are working. Gracie. That's my dog, sorry. Stop. All right. Well, it is that time of day. I know everybody's getting off work, getting off school, going to work, going to school, one or the other. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. Again, mine they're well behaved for the most part, but this one right here, she barks at any little noise that she might hear. And when my daughter comes home from work, they will definitely be barking up a storm. They sound so vicious, but they are big babies. All right, so as we all know, I observe the 4 elements. I embody spirit when I work with the elements, so I don't do anything in regards to a jar to observe the spirit element. Instead, I do earth, air, fire, and water. So I use, Dollar Tree has these little tiny jars that are perfect for these, especially for those who may be in the broom closet. This is a pretty discreet way to honor the elements, either on your altar or on a little shelf in your home for home decor. Let me turn my light on. Hi, Jody. So for earth, this little tiny jar here, I put graveyard dirt in here. You can go out and dig soil out of your garden. You can go out and dig some dirt out of your yard. You can use leaves. You can use grass. You can use anything that you feel is appropriate that embodies the earth element inside of the jar. I personally feel that dirt is the best, and I had graveyard dirt on hand, so I used graveyard dirt, filled my little bottle up with it. Create yourself a little chant as you are adding the earth element to the jar. To thank the element, to honor the element as you are sealing it inside of the jar. And then you can't really tell the color of it, but this is a green candle. I sealed this with a green candle. Once I got the earth inside of it and said my chant, I sealed it with a green candle. I put some on the top and then I let it drip down the sides and the edge there. These, for me, these will never be opened again. I use these as both home decor, and I use them on my altar because I have my cats who love to just get up on my altar and play with every little thing that's on there. So I chose these as my way of honoring the elements, so it's one less thing that they can destroy. So that's your earth jar. Now for air, another teeny tiny jar. I used a feather for the air embodiment. You can also just take your jar outside and fill your jar with air. Literally, it'll just be an empty jar, but what matters behind that is your intention on the fact that you are adding the air into your jar. You could also, whether it be for earth, air, fire, or water, you could add crystals that represent these elements instead of earth, dirt. Instead of a feather, you could add crystals that represent the air element. But I chose to do the feather, and then I sealed it with a yellow candle, which is the color of the element. Stuffed a whole little feather in there. This was a feather that I bought, store-bought feather, not anything that I found outside. It's up to you what you choose to add to your jar. It's all about personal preference. Don't you pluck your bird, Jody? She said I'm gonna have to pluck my bird. So there are your earth and air element jars. Now on to fire. Hi, Christy. I'm about halfway through. This isn't going to be a very long live. It's just a quick how to make element jars. So you can replay the first part of it, as always. So with fire, what I did was I took an orange candle and a red candle. I burned them and I melted them down and dripped them inside of my jar. It will get hot. Just a warning if that is what you choose to do. And then I sealed it with a red candle. Again, you can use anything that you feel embodies the fire element inside of the jar. I chose candle wax because wax melts because of fire. And usually on my altar, I have my candles representing the fire element. For fire, you absolutely could. Absolutely. You could use burnt matchsticks. You could use burnt herbs. You know, anything that fire would touch. You could use that as your fire element representation. So I used the candle wax, like I said, orange and red inside of there, and then seal it with a red candle. You can take your candle, if you melt the very bottom of the candle and set it on top of your jar, just let the wax drip down the candle. Just make sure if you do that you actually have candles that will drip, because there are a lot of candles out there that do not drip. She said burnt dinner fun the night before. I mean, if that's what you think embodies the earth element or the fire element, then more power to you, Christy. So there's your fire element. Again, you can use the crystals or any other thing that you feel embodies the fire element. And then for water, I literally took water and added blue food coloring to it. And then sealed the bottle with a blue candle. You can use crystals. You can use any other item that you feel embodies the water element for you. For me, it was none other than physical water. I dyed it blue because that is the color of the element. Again, you can use crystals or any other item that you feel is suitable to represent the element for you. Crystals. I can't think of the crystals off the top of my head for each element, but if you don't have the particular crystal that may represent the element, you can always substitute clear quartz. Clear quartz can be substituted for any crystal. If you don't have these particular colored candles, if you don't have green, if you don't have yellow, if you don't have red, if you don't have blue, you can use white. White candles can be substituted for any color of candle that you can think of. And again, quartz for any crystal that you may not have. So there are the DIY element jars. You can put them in as big a bottles as you want. You can put them in as little bottles as you want. I chose these teeny tiny jars because it leaves more space on my altar, and it also takes up less space when using it as home decor. So again, I will add this information into the event itself. No worries, Sarah, you can catch the replay. I'm about to hop off of here. This was a pretty quick live. I will add everything to the event itself, so anybody who is catching the replay can also catch the information. Hi, Faith. As to what you can use. I found this to represent these jars. I found this on Pinterest. Honestly, if you go on Pinterest and you look up element jars, DIY element jars, or just element jars in general, it will give you all types of forms that you can use to create element jars to honor the elements in your practice. This is something you can do whether you do or don't work with the elements directly. I personally honor the elements with everything that I do. So I felt this was appropriate for me to have an embodiment of the elements on my altar when I'm not able to have other embodiments of the elements themselves on my altars due to my brat cats that like to destroy absolutely everything. So there you have it, ladies. Does anybody have any questions? I know it was quick. I apologize for that. I'm Michelle. Like I said, I'll post everything in the event so you guys have it at your fingertips and you can catch the replay. If you make element jars, you are more than welcome to share a photo of them within this event as well. Don't share them to the page directly because we kind of try to keep posts from members off of the page. We typically just allow photos and stuff like that in the comments of the event that is pertaining to whatever it is you may be doing. So if you make your element jars, I would love to see them. So go ahead and pop them in the comments of the live event and everybody can see them. So that's all I have for you guys. I will catch you all next month when I do my next live. And if there are no other questions, I'm gonna hop off of here so I can go about my day and finish getting ready for my... You're welcome, Kate. Gotta finish getting ready for my work week. Long week ahead of me. So I hope you all enjoy what is left of your Tuesday. This is my Sunday. So I'm gonna hop off of here. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Blessed be, ladies.